Have you ever had your car break down and spent days waiting for repairs, only for those days to turn into weeks? Suddenly, getting to work, school, medical appointments, or the grocery store becomes a stressful situation? Now imagine living in a rural community where transportation alternatives such as Uber, Lyft, or public transit are limited or unavailable. For many rural Americans, this is not an occasional inconvenience. It is a daily reality. My name is Tina Jefferson, and today I will discuss why public transportation remains a challenge in rural America by examining three major factors: infrastructure and hours of operation, funding, and low population density with increasing urbanization. Although these challenges directly affect rural communities, transportation access matters beyond those areas because it influences economic opportunities and the ability of a community to stay connected. The first major factor is limited transportation infrastructure and hours of operation. According to researchers Zhang and Xu, the demand for public transportation has increased as rural communities continue to grow. However, these systems have not expanded quickly enough to meet the demands of the residents. Now, these limitations are creating barriers that are affecting daily independence and quality of life. For example, the Harford County Transit Link. It provides scheduled transportation for residents, but with limited operating hours and no weekend or holiday services available. These restrictions affect the residents' ability to manage everyday responsibilities. While improving routes and hours of operation are important steps, these improvements cannot happen without financial support, which leads us to our second major factor: inadequate state and federal funding. Without sufficient funds, transit systems will struggle to make necessary improvements, serve more people, and provide reliable transportation options. According to the Congressional Budget Office, even though federal investments have increased, the majority of those funds continue to support urban and metropolitan areas. Finally, geography presents another obstacle. Low population density makes expansion more difficult and costly, while increasing urbanization creates the demand for better transportation options and services. In conclusion, transportation challenges in rural America continue to affect residents' access to opportunities and everyday necessities. Today we discussed three major factors that contribute to these disparities: limited infrastructure and hours of operation, insufficient state and federal funding, and the effects of low population density with increasing urbanization. So the next time you get in your car and drive to work, school, or even the grocery store, consider the millions of Americans in rural communities that do not have that same freedom. Expanding access to public transportation is not just simply about providing a ride. It is about creating opportunities, improving healthcare access, and connecting communities to the resources they need to thrive. Thank you for your time. If anyone has any further questions, I will be happy to answer them if the opportunity presents itself. Good day.